Hello everybody, this is Kimi Scheiben and welcome to the fourth race in our 2016 career mode with Man and Marusha. Today we're here in Sochi for the Russian Grand Prix and I'm pretty pumped for this race. This is my first try to go on the career mode on this track and I'm pretty pumped to do it. You can see my race strategy and yeah. You can see the grid over here and this is my car, my setup, everything. I'm just checking around, just checking the engine. I might change the engine in the next race, so let's get on with the grid. So here we are in 6th position, and behind me is Kevin Magnus. In front of me is down Ricardo. It's 5 lights and away we go in Russia. We get a pretty nice getaway from the line and we're kinda closing in on the guys in front of us. We see down Ricardo trying to block us and go in onto the inside. We dive bomb it, and what a move, what an absolutely brilliant move from P6 to P1 in one corner. It was an absolutely brilliant move from me, and yeah, we're up into 1st position and you can see we are pretty underfueled. As you can see, -1 liters of fuel, like at the start of the race. Like, come on guys. So I had to go on lean mix to save some fuel, and for that reason Sebastian Vettel is catching me and all the group is catching me and I can't go away from them. So Russia is a pretty nice track, pretty interesting to race, as you know, pretty new track, and yeah, it's a pretty fun track. While I was driving, you can see Vettel going in the outside. We defend on the inside. Can we stick it around through these 2 corners? And yes, we do. So Russia, yes, it is a very interesting track. And this is the first lap of this race. That was the only Vettel attack that we had. And yeah, we just completely end this lap, and it was a pretty nice lap, pretty nice start, and we're up to 1st place of this race. Moving on into lap 3, we have Vettel on the back of our car trying to overtake us. As you see, he has the quicker car than Amana and he goes down the inside on this big DRS straight, but he doesn't have DRS yet, and we kind of cut the corner here and we'll go wide, and Vettel goes up the inside. Can we overtake it down the outside? Yes, we can. Kind of brake too late for my wanting, but we still keep the lead, and my pace in this track, it was pretty good. The sideway was not that bad as I thought. So moving up to lap 6, we have Nico Rosberg trying to overtake us, and with the Mercedes straight line speed and DRS, he can do it pretty easily, but we still brake later and we keep the lead, kind of slide through the curb, and we still keep the lead of the Russian Grand Prix. So yeah, 8th lap action. We're going into the pits after this lap for some prime tires, and you see Nico Rosberg is going up the outside, and we kind of let him through, but again we brake later and we overtake him. We kind of shut the door on him on the second part of that corner, but we still keep the lead, and we gonna go into the pit entry in this track is it's pretty dangerous. As you see, I kind of slow down, but Nico doesn't go into the pits. And it was a pretty poor lap from us, 2 seconds down from our last lap, and that isn't good. So we need a good stop from Mana, and a pretty nice stop. We are down into P7, but still we jumped Vettel in the pit, so that's the main reason why this was a pretty good stop. So yeah, this is the fourth race, and I'm pretty pumped. It's pretty interesting. So lap 9 action. We have Vettel, who has warm tires, and I have warm tires as well, but he has DRS. He goes down the inside of this corner. We kind of stick around the outside and on the inside of this corner, and we kind of push him wide, and that wasn't pretty good, and kind of go wide. And yeah, my driving was pretty terrible for this part of the race, but I will try not to do that, especially to my favorite driver. And yeah, so a lot of people are in the pits right now, and nothing really happened, and we're up into 16 lap, and as you can see, it's raining. It started to rain, and we see Nico Rosberg in front of us. So yeah, Rosberg jumped us on the pits, and yeah, really nothing happened at that part of the race too. So lap 18 we are heading into the pits, and I thought about going on the intermediate tires. I know it's pretty dry, but at the end of the race it's gonna be pretty wet. So Nico goes into the pits, and we follow into the pits, and I believe Kimi Räikkönen doesn't go into the pits, so we're gonna get some intermediate tires. And look at that, Nico is going with the option tire strategy, and it's gonna be crucial for us to warm these intermediates, because they will be very cold and it's not very wet on the track, and we can lose a lot of positions. So yeah, we are out of the pits with our new pair of intermediate tires, and you see the pace is absolutely terrible. Lewis Hamilton is already closing after the first corner, after only one corner. We can't keep it on full throttle in this corner because the tires are too cold. Hamilton just completely overtakes us like a little child, and Perez is behind me, and yes, he overtakes us on the straight, and I don't know what in the world is going on. And yeah, so the track wasn't wet enough. That was part of my mistake. I went too early for the intermediate tires, and look, I'm losing all of the places. And yeah, I'm falling down the grids, but I still believe that it will get wet, and we're gonna come up with high temperature tires, and we're gonna overtake some more cars. So lap 20, and yeah, it's getting wet, but it's not that wet. As you can see, Daniel Kvyat is trying to overtake us, and we kind of push him wide, and yes, warning, cause a collision, but I'm still sliding around on the track like a flippin' turtle, and we have DRS, but that, I believe that won't help us, because Daniel has I think he is on the prime tires. Yes, he is. So behind me the cars are fighting, and we get the track wetter, and after this, I kinda thought it will be time for intermediates to show their pace. And yeah, so we're closing in on Nico Hülkenberg. He can't keep up with worn tires and wet conditions. So at the middle stint of lap 21, you can see the gap I gained on Nico Hülkenberg. And yeah, you can see he's very slow getting out of these corners. Look at that, that's an absolute aqua plate, and he's trying to go to the pits and he's pushing us into the pits. Nico, what are you doing, bruh? But he still has some traction left in his worn prime tires, and he still keeps us guessing. So there's a lot of cars in the pits and switching to the intermediate tires, and Nico Rosberg is exiting out of the pits. Can we overtake him? Yes, we can, and we're up into the podium position, and Hülkenberg is absolutely sliding around, and you see he can't really, he doesn't have the traction. Look at Rosberg. Rosberg has an absolutely brilliant chance to overtake us both. I'm stuck behind Hülkenberg, I can't overtake him, and Rosberg, he has absolutely brilliant pace, and we do overtake him, but that's an illegal overtake, so I kind of tried to let him through, and Rosberg goes through, and that's an absolute catastrophe. And look at that, we make a mistake with the oversteer, and that's a catastrophe in this race. I kind of cut that corner as well, so yeah, I was trying to just keep up with Nico. I don't want to give him the gap, but I really couldn't. I couldn't. His tires were absolutely new, mine were worn. As you see, about 4 laps I've done, and he's just put new ones on, and so yeah, we're behind him and we're trying to close in. We overtook Hülkenberg, who had a lot of problems. I kind of ruined his race by not letting him go into the pits. He kind of pushed me in. So yeah, Rosberg is pretty close, and no, we couldn't catch him, and absolutely nothing happened for 5-6 laps, and trust me, nothing happened. Paint drying is more interesting than what happened on these laps. So Kimi Raikkonen had a brilliant strategy for Ferrari and win this race, but the most important thing was we got a podium in a MANA Mercedes car, and yes, our driver is absolutely happy. Look at him, he's celebrating in his cockpit. So 3rd place for us with MANA Marussia. So those R&D objectives absolutely helped us in this race, and my pace helped us to get this podium, and Pascal is way down the grid. So I'm still 5th in the Drivers' Championship, but I don't really care. Of course I do, but still, I'm pretty happy. Look at that, Pascal climbs me, I'm climbing out of the cockpit, absolutely raising my hands. And some bugs with the helmet going on. What the hell is going on? Why is it changing colors? I don't know, but I'm still pretty happy of this race. So this has been Kimi Scheiben, and goodbye.